There was another instance where he was saying, okay, listen, if you can't make payments, just give me the RV back. So he was willing to still undo the deal.
Yep.
The second time, why didn't you say, okay, yeah, I think you're being shady, because that's kind of what you described, sort of sketchy. Why didn't you take him up on that offer?
Again, I tried to find other things, but it was either that or living on the streets, and that was better than living
But you know,
on the
you can't
streets.
have both, right? Like,
Correct.
if you're going to accuse him of being shady and not being honest with you, he was giving you an out, and you weren't willing to take it.
Correct.
Why weren't you willing to sign the contract?
Because the contract, every time he sent it to me, something was inaccurate, and I had mentioned...
Like what?
The price was
He
inaccurate.
corrected that and sent you a new agreement, right?
And it was still $200 off.
Did he ever send you the right contract with the right amount?
He did, and then voided it.
What do you mean he voided it?
I had gotten an email that he had sent the contract, I reviewed it, and then about an hour later, I had gotten another email that said that he had voided the contract.
No, I had voided the previous contract through DocuSign.
Not the contract with the correct amount?
Not the correct one, no.
Because the whole time I was
one.
reading the text messages and you were hung up on the keys and the paperwork. What paperwork?
When it was delivered, Bill had mentioned that there was paperwork that he would give us. He referred it to as the Bible to the fifth wheel, and he said that it would be really helpful for us to have.
So you refused to sign the contract because you didn't get that?
And the keys.
But didn't he make the keys and paperwork available to you? He said it in text.
Not the paperwork that I'm referring to.
So it sounds like a manual is what you're saying.
Correct.
So because of a manual, because he had the keys ready for you to pick up, it was in the texts. He was like, what is the barrier now? You've got the keys. He wanted to drop them off to you. You were making it very difficult.
I wasn't in town. I'm not sure how that's difficult.
Because you were demanding to get the keys. And
He
was
offered
trying
one
to...
time.
Do you have that text? I remember reading it.
Yeah, I said that I said, hey, I'm in Eugene, I can drop it off, or I leave it at my daughter's in Springfield. She could have picked it up there.
It says here, notifying you for at least the third time now that the paperwork and key is sitting in Eugene waiting for you. When can I expect payment?
I'm not sure where that text
That is page 11 of his evidence.
August 26th.
So at that point, I had blocked him. And I told him, stop contacting me.
And so you felt like by blocking him, you are now absolved from any payments?
I
Then how are you going to fix this?
Because at that point, he was emailing me instead of texting me. So he was still contacting me.
So you were going to leave that open, just not the texts?
I couldn't figure out how to block him on email.
So exactly, you were going to block him there too.
I was.
But that wasn't going to resolve the issue. You have this man's RV and you're not paying him. You thought that it was magically going to go away because you block him?
No.
Right. How are you going to resolve it if you refuse to talk to him?
I was just going to wait because he said he was taking me to court.
I don't think you wanted to pay for it. You wanted a free RV.
Okay. You're entitled to your opinion.
I know that. I'm giving it to you.
Yeah. Okay. That's
But
fine.
you can't do that. That's not how things work in life.
I don't need an explanation.
Well, I'm going to give you one anyway.
Okay.
Exactly. Open it up.
You want an RV worth approximately $3,500 for $1,000.
Okay.
And that's it. You shut him down and you took his RV. Now, I could say to give it back.
Okay.
Because
We don't
that's
need you
what
to
the
say
law
okay.
requires.
Just listen.
The law requires that, and then where do you end up because of your attitude? Where do you end up? Think about it. I have nothing further. Anybody have anything further?
I certainly don't.
Okay. We'll excuse the parties while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you both very much.
Mr. Alvey, Ms. Sider, we have reached a unanimous verdict here. Ms. Sider, we were all kind of trying to kind of punch through a little bit, that exterior, to try to help you to see it from our perspective. We understand there may have been issues, but it really came off in the communications like it came off here in court, which was not somebody willing to work with the plaintiff and deal with him above board. That's what troubled us. And we were hoping you would kind of see how we felt about that and acknowledge that maybe this wasn't handled in the very best way, but it didn't come through. And I hope that you'll be able to reflect on that and see that moving forward. We all three believed, Mr. Alvey, you're entitled to one of the two remedies that you've asked for, which is the return of the vehicle or the money. And given that the RV has been out of your possession at least 6 months, you don't know what condition it's in, it seems a lot cleaner to just go ahead and give you the remaining balance of the purchase price rather than order the RV returned. So, verdict is in favor of the plaintiff for $2,500, and we wish you both the best.
Thank you.